Second paddler's just milk back. Third paddler's down to the chute. First paddler's float your ski. First paddler's float your ski.
There it is, the final instructions before the under-17 female ski relay final of Australia. Brooke, I feel nervous just hearing that because this is what a lot of these teams have been gearing their whole year towards. An Australian title in the ski relay. It's always a tense moment in those starters' instructions, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Some of those girls listening intently, but I tell you what, from some of the state titles where there were waves and, disappointment and heartbreak for some of these teams, at least in the flat water, they'll know what they're up for and what they're going to get, and that training and hard work is just, you've got to put it all out there. This is the Australian title. This is the final, so everything on the line.
Yeah, that's right, and they are on the line right now. You can see there because of the shape of the beach, it is a slightly bent line, so the middle of the start line looking to have a little bit of a better go as the gun is up now, and they are away in the Australian Championships of the under-17 female ski relay final. A fairly even start across the line. A number of teams on the far side of our screen starting to get out in front at the moment, but that is a really tight start, Brooke. This is going to be very interesting coming into those cans.
Yeah, very tight. Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park just looking like they've just edged ahead, as have Dicky Beach. Now, Dicky Beach was second in the Queensland titles, so they'll be looking to one better that one. Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park, they were fourth at the Queensland title, so they'll be looking for the gold for the Australian title.
Oh, you bet. So it's Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park A out in front, Newport in second on that pink ski on the closest side of the camera of the screen, Dicky Beach in third, trying to hang on the tail of Burleigh Heads, and we'll try and pick up the rest of those cats as they do come into that can. But what we are seeing at the moment is nothing short of outstanding. That is Jazz Raywood, who has just raced in the under-19 female ski relay final. She's back in her age group, and now she's starting to break the field. That is unbelievable athleticism from her to be able to back up like this.
Yeah, what a competitor, eh? All that training, all that hard work, but what a competitor. It surprises me all the time how these guys just get out there and go. Oh, look, and there's some carnage at the can there. Someone's
a competitor is upside down at the first can. That is heartbreaking to see. Plenty of paddles clashing as they go around the back of the field. But at the moment, it is all Burleigh Heads and Jazz Raywood out in front. Liv Clues from Newport giving chase. We can see a few New South Wales caps in there, like Redhead around 6th or 7th. But at this point, it is dominant from Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park, Newport in second, Dicky Beach in third. And there, that might have been our competitor who came off their ski at the can. So heartbreak there, but at the front, it is all on the line at the moment. Jazz really trying to make sure she gets those hands nice and high. It's allowing her to use those shoulders and more of her core, because in these flat conditions, Brooke, you need anything you can get today.
Yeah, absolutely. And these girls do use their core, that's for sure. But I think that might have been Coogin Headlands that was off at the can. That would be heartbreaking for those guys.
So our second paddlers starting to float their skis at the moment as their first teammates come in. That is an unusual field that we are seeing there, stretched out in single file. The benefit of that for the paddlers chasing behind is that they are getting some form of assistance from the ski in front of them. And given how flat the ocean is today, every single piece of that is vital. But it's Jazz Raywood from Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park, who is now starting to put the foot down. She's opening up a little gap over the field, and there's a run for her to work with as well. So that half a ski length gap opens up to a full boat length. She's going to hit the sand first and run into that transition out in front. Liv Clues from Newport in second. That's Dicky Beach in 3. It could have been a Northcliffe cap coming into frame in 4 at this point, but that is Burleigh Heads. Liv Clues now starting to give chase along the sand as well.
Yeah, the Newport girls at the New South Wales state titles, they came in 5th, so they'll really be looking to way better that one here. So, and that was Northcliffe as they come around the flag there, and is that Dicky Beach there as well, just making their tags they get on.
It is Dicky Beach 4, so Burleigh Heads 1, Newport in 2. Actually, so there's been a change of lead at the front. I think that might be Newport that's now hit the front and opening up a gap already in this second leg of the under-17 female ski relay final. All of these teams not out of it at the moment, but given the conditions that are on offer today, they're going to have to produce something incredible in order to break into this top 4 at the moment. So yes, confirmation that Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park is out in front. They are in position 1. Then we do have Newport, Northcliffe and Dicky Beach making up that top 4. And it looks as though Newport's working really hard to get onto the back of her ski, try and get a little break.
Yeah, you don't want to let that gap get too big, because it is really hard to chase that down with this flat water. There is just no room to really pull it back. But Burleigh-Head's Mowbray Park right at the moment, leading the way from Newport, Northcliffe and Dicky Beach, and they're the four broken away.
That's right, and a little look over the shoulder as well there from Burleigh-Head, and another one too. She wants to know where the rest of that field is. I think given how tough the conditions are, I think she wants a little bit of assistance too. But out in front now, a boat length lead. I don't think she should be looking over her shoulder too much, because this is a really big opportunity for Burleigh to try and stretch out that gap and take control of this race, because that is a boat length lead, and that is very hard to shut down, let alone have a team paddle past them there. So Redhead, I think that might be in 5, Cara with 6, Trig Island's in there as well, Wanda coming around the cans too, so not out of it yet, but still plenty to do.
Yeah, Redhead were our state champions down in New South Wales, and they'll be looking to try and make some ground up out there, trying to peg back these lead 4 that have got away here.
So the key now for these competitors who are on their way back in is to not let the wind slow down their rating too much. It's so important that they keep that stroke rate ticking over, because as we have kept saying, and as you can see on screen there is nothing in the way of assistance that's starting to come through. So we are seeing Northcliffe try and make a move there. They're currently in 3rd place, pulling wide of Newport. They're no longer single file and trying to come up on the side of the ski. There is more assistance there, more of a rest if you can get to the side of the ski, about where their blades exit the water. Slightly bigger wake that is thrown off the boat, and it looks as though she's doing that. So it's still Burleigh-Head's out in front, Newport now in 2nd, Northcliffe coming up in 3, and they're at the top of the frame. That's Tully from Redhead who's starting to close down that gap. She's made the decision to pull wide of the pack. She's trying to find that clean water, which is difficult because we can see the southerly wind now starting to get up as well. There we are looking directly into it, so a little bit more of a bump coming now for the competitors, a bit of sidewash to contend with, but Burleigh-Head's Brooke doing an incredible job.
Yeah, they are. Burleigh-Head's Mowbray Park just having another look over her shoulder just to see how far away she is, how quick she's got to get off this ski and round for the tag.
And she has done an incredible job working that run as well, because the lead has been stretched back out and she's flying on the sand, so it's Burleigh-Head's in control at the moment. That is a very handy lead coming to the final leg of this under-17 female ski relay final of Australia. We will wait to pick up who has made their move on the transition, but a clean tag, a clean jump, and that is a great start for Burleigh-Heads.
Yeah, it is. Look them go. How'd they go? And that was Newport there, I think, making that tag into
Newport and Northcliffe side by side. I think we did have Redhead come through. There's Redhead in 5. So the top 3 are starting to get away now. It's Charlie Burners from Redhead on that tag. But look at that gap. That is the benefit of a strong transition, because this race has been blown wide open, but trying to pick up the colour of that cap. I think that could be Northcliffe already starting to eat into that lead. Can we see a repeat from Northcliffe of the under-19? They won gold by coming from behind in that final leg.
Yeah, just grinding away, aren't they? Just at that, trying to break that lead down, and just really digging as deep as they can to grind that out to the cans. But there you have Newport, Dicky Beach.
And I think that might not actually be Northcliffe. I don't know where Northcliffe have gone in that race before, but we do have another cap there that is starting to now eat into Burleigh-Head's lead, so we will pick up that team as soon as we do know. Our eyesight and our eyes on the beach. Into that glare too, the setting sun starting to pick things up. So yeah, that's right, it is Northcliffe, sorry. So we do have Burleigh-Heads in 1, that's Northcliffe coming around in 2, Dicky Beach and Newport battling it out for 3. Dicky Beach with that inside line, but this race is well and truly on. It is a long way from over, because that lead to first has been cut right down.
Yeah, it has. Didn't she have a fantastic paddle there, Northcliffe, just to really drag her back in?
Well, it's so important in this kind of position for Northcliffe to make a go of it on the way out, because you can't leave anything up to chance. I think it's important for her to feel like that she's paddling strong as well. There's no point leaving anything from the way home, because unfortunately, no matter what happens on the way in, it's going to be hard work no matter what. There is no waves coming through. A really sharp turn from all of our teams at the front as well around the back of those cans, because they're starting to paddle back into that wind. I am interested because we haven't seen that kind of sharp turn happen from any other of our paddlers today. So one of these teams could straighten out perhaps and maybe get a more direct line back to the sand. It looks as though that's what Northcliffe is doing. Burleigh-Heads would want to be really careful here that she isn't adding more distance to this race than she needs to, because the whole field now is starting to bunch right back up as well.
Have a go at Redhead here coming up that southern side. She's really putting in and really working hard to try and get herself back into a podium position here.
Charlie Burns from Redhead helping to take her team into 4, but at the moment it's still Burley Heads in 1, Northcliffe in 2, Diggy Beach in 3 and Redhead in 4. Now we're starting to see a race at the front. Here comes Northcliffe. The rating is starting to climb. The strength on that catch is on show. She's leaning forward. Burley Head's starting to seize up a little bit. You can see the lactic acid building. The rating just coming down. So too the chin. This is going to come down to a sprint finish for an Australian Championship, Brooke.
Here it is. Look at this. Look at it tightening up here. And doesn't Northcliffe know it? They are just moving forward here. A little bit of a runner as well. Look at this runner. Oh, she's into the shore.
And Northcliffe's now standing up in front. Northcliffe in 1, Burley Heads in 2. After leading the whole race, we do think that Burley Heads has been done at the end. It is Northcliffe that is going to take out this under-17 female ski relay final of Australia. Burley Heads Mowbray parking 2, an incredible paddle there, and there is Dicky Beach taking the bronze medal. But just like we saw in the under-19 ski relay, Northcliffe has come from behind to take the victory. That was an unbelievable final paddle and a great show of sportsmanship as well. A hug there between, and another one between the two teams out in front. Ava Rusher from Northcliffe. That was a paddle worthy of an Australian Championship. Simply incredible. A pat on the back from Coach Naomi Flood. She knows how special that is. She's been to an Olympic Games. She's won Australian ski finals herself. She would be incredibly proud of her team. Wow. That was unbelievable.
It was. I'll say wow. That was amazing. That paddle home, and she just got right at the end there, just got that run, and really she made the most of every little bit of it, and she knew it. Chasing Burley Heads Mowbray Park down and just making the most of that runner and just getting off and making it hers.
Nothing is ever done in surf lifesaving, and a big embrace from her teammates there. Nothing is ever done in surf lifesaving, but in these conditions we could have been thinking that that might have been an unsurmountable lead for Burley Heads, but that is where the benefit of Ava's start came to the fore. She gave herself the belief that she could try and close that gap down. And it only happened in the last 20 metres of the race as well. It was that lift into the shore that gave her that little start. Her rating did give her that slight advantage standing up on the ski. And so often in our sport and so often in these conditions, whoever stands up first is going to go a long way to taking that one out. That's another classic Australian title. He is standing by on the sand. We'll throw down to her in just a moment as soon as she's ready, which I believe she is now.
I am ready. Thank you so much, Sam. I'm down here with a very, very happy Northcliffe team, and have I got some stories for you? Ava, we'll start with that amazing finish. What were you thinking coming up the beach?
Well, I just wanted to catch my sister. No, but I was really stoked to watch the 19s girls, learn a lot from them, and I just had to paddle as hard as I could the whole way until I crossed the line, so that's what I did.
So I just want to make sure you got the story there. So you're racing your sister who's competing for another club up the beach. Who were your parents cheering for?
Hopefully both of us. But yeah, when it came to the sprint, I was like, yeah, I got her here. So.
Well, we knew you got it. Northcliffe, such an amazing race. This just caps up a huge season for your junior crew.
Yeah, it's been so great. Our new coach Spoon has done amazingly with us, learning from the older girls at Northcliffe. It's just such a great environment, and we all love it there.
Well, they love it here. Nikita, wonderful to have you part of the team. She's made the trek from France. She's joined the team. And what a team you've joined.
Yes, it's amazing. I can't thank them enough. We have an amazing squad and amazing coach, Gab and Spoon. We love them, and it's just amazing.
Well, Nikita, we're excited that you've made the trek to Australia. I tell you what, all the Frances watching this right now, they'll be so happy for you. Give us a big wave down the cameras, girls. You're a big Aussie champion. Congratulations, Northcliffe.
And very well deserved as well, the team of Ava Usher, Cara Bender and Nikita Nissen-Saran. Brooke, just when we thought that race couldn't have gotten any better, we learned that Ava was battling her sister, Alira, on that final leg. That is unlike anything that I've ever seen in this sport.
No way, sibling rivalry. Well, now you know why she fought so hard, and she was really chasing her sister down, thinking there is no way you are going to beat me, and I am the golden child today.
Well, I was wondering where that little bit of extra motivation came from, that little bit of extra strength as well. That is the kind of storylines that the Australian Surf Lifesaving Championships throw up, and I think it is going to be pretty hard to beat that today. The two sisters going head-to-head in the final leg for Northcliffe to take out the double of the 17-19 female ski relay. There's the teams coming together. We did make a point of saying that there were 3 hugs and kisses after the race between the two girls. Now we know why.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ava, no doubt, would have been thinking she's a little bit apologetic after paddling down her sister like that, but that is how you win Australian titles as well. What an incredible race. To go back over our top 6, Northcliffe in 1, Burleigh Heads 2, Dicky Beach in 3, Redhead Blue coming through for 4th, Currawa in 5th, and Newport Team A in 6th place.